Ladies and gentlemen, Wits Racing Products presents to you the best of the best. PT's Four Crown Nationals, March 20th and 21st.
As I mentioned just a little bit ago, I went down to Slideways last night, just hung out for, I bet we weren't there 45 minutes. We were headed to my mom's. My youngest wanted to go to grandma's for his birthday. So my grandma lives down about 45 minutes to an hour south of Slideways. So he wanted to go down for his birthday to see grandma and hang out with her, take her to breakfast this morning. So that's what we did. So we stopped at Slideways on the way through. Trace, Lauren, his girlfriend, had never been there before. So we stopped in, hung out with them, those guys for a little bit, watched some racing, watched them run the high side, and it was working a little bit all the way around. Mostly Sideways is at the top, but guys were saying it was pretty racy for them, so that was good. I did get to talk to some guys up there, so that was fun to do. Those of you that haven't shouted out in the comments, make sure you shout out when you get in here. I just seen the big shadow on the Farmer City pick. Yeah, that's the new upgrade. That was a groundhog. Yeah, it was a groundhog, all right. In a slingshot. Jason said, just missed 7 hours doing work on our track and heading home. This season is upon us. Yeah, you guys are right around the corner. I did see where you guys were talking about. I seen Keel put that deal out. We're looking for guys if they want to help. I hope you guys got some volunteers out to help with the track. I hope you guys did get some volunteers out. If you didn't, that kind of sucks. But hey, man, that's part of the game when you run a track, and you guys at least have a board to do it, so it's good. Does that mean 6 weeks to a new track? The groundhog seeing the shadow there? Yeah. So, but anyway, so Slideways was good as usual. Talked to Cole for a little bit. I hadn't talked to him before, so I talked to him a little bit. Got to talk to Josh for a little while. He was over from Indiana. So I spoke to him for a little while, just talked bullshitted and hang out. And there's a few other guys from up here, but another really, really good turnout. So that was good to see at Slideways. I think a lot of guys are getting ready for next weekend for the duels. I think that's kind of where most guys were that normally race up north here, or a little bit further north. Excuse me. I think most of them were up here getting ready, or as Matt was getting ready for the track. He was tearing up the track. All favors in the next few weeks. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's a lot of work, Matt. Kevin says I represent that. Yeah, you do. That statement of being a shithead. What's up, Jeremy Morris? I seen Scuba race. He's not on here yet, I don't think. But if he is, yell it out. But got him a second place. He's leading the points up at the, I think they call it Triple Crown, up at the Thunderdome, the big oval up there. So that was good. What's up, Jesse? Yeah, man, you got to get out. Let's go. What's up, Chase? Talked to Chase last night for a little bit. Good seeing him down there at Slideways. A little bit of a different look for him, but did pretty good. When I was there, looked like he was doing all right. Put a post out, and if we can make it down, we'll help you out. Yeah. Matt, make sure you throw that out there. Broke your tibia? What the hell? Wow, that sucks, bro. Yeah, Matt, put a post out. If you need help, let us know. And if we're around or we can help and we're not doing a ton on our own, we'll come help you. So, yeah, Brian came out of retirement. We'll be up at the duels this weekend, guys. I know a lot of guys. Basketball, right to, ooh, man, that sucks, bro. You get old, you can't play basketball. Take a rifle so you can get rid of the groundhog. Yeah. Let's get into the numbers real quick. Before we do that, here it is. Numbers for this week. Guys, good numbers again this week. PTs didn't run. Slideways had 113 on a 43. Thunderdome, 51 on a 35, 51 on a 34. Go Fast, 58 on 31 drivers. Limestone, they ran Friday night, 33 and 21. Let's see, High Side ran this weekend, 51 and a 26 down there in Kentucky area. Dirt Devil up in Michigan, 94 and a 43. Lower Level, 77 and a 40. Michigan again. And the 608 up in Wisconsin, 79 and a 31. That's one RC stuff. What's up, Randy? Good to see you on here. Darlington had a decent turnout. Yeah, I didn't look at Darlington this week, Kevin. No surgery. Thought thought so. That's a positive old Faye. Yeah, no shit, man. I tell you, when I got broken, dude, you heal a lot slower. Most tracks have handicap access. Hope you heal up quick. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I didn't look at Darlington this week. Anthony's on here. Have him hollered out, or when he gets on here, if anybody sees him jump on, shout at him, tell him to put that number out there. Guys, I did a little different look too. Just trying to see kind of where we're at. This winter, we've had 3,900 drivers and 7,626 cars on the track that I've tracked out of 13 tracks that I look at. That's an average of 22 drivers and 43 cars per race. Now, that's a lot of racing and a lot of cars. 77 total races this winter from these 13 tracks that I've done. One thing I really look at is how many races guys actually do a week or a year, a season, however you want to put it. In this winter season, some tracks have ran a lot more. The average is 13 races. So that makes it, I don't want to say weird, but that makes it harder to see some of them. 608, they run their indoor carpet, they run all the time with different classes. They've had 21 because they run 10 scale and 1 RC, so that's a little bit of skewed number. But like High Side, they've ran 19 this winter. Limestone's ran 21 this winter. Go Fast has ran 21 this winter. Brickhouse is 14. Thunderdome's 19. Slideways is 15. And PT's is 8. There's a 3. I didn't pick up RC Underground at the new warehouse. I can't find him on Live RC yet. 25 and a 40, I believe, on Darlington. That's a pretty good number. And 5 Stars only had 3 races since they've got back in business with an average of 42 and a 68. So, I mean, there's some of them that are kind of off like that, but for the most part, I don't know. I don't know if a lot of races are good or not. Slideways seems to make it happen. Mike and those guys, Mike Cole, that whole crowd down there, they end up getting a pretty good number most nights, even with running a bunch of races, and they're just right above average number of races for everybody. It's just they're averaging 102 racers, 141 racers and 102 cars on the track. So per race this winter, the whole winter long, over 15 races. So, I mean, they're doing it right down there, and they have a really good group. I think indoor is a little skewed compared to outdoors just because of the number of places to race. When we get the outdoor down Slideways way, all you have is the Oval Office and then go into Missouri or come over to Indiana or up north to Farmer. And I think Farmer gets some of theirs from that crowd there too. So just some different facts, how it is. Total this weekend, racers, 269 with 556 cars out there. So really a good number. So I don't know. Like I say, guys, that really intrigues me. It'll be really fun to sorry, I'm opening my drink. It'll be really fun to watch this summer because there's a lot of tracks real close together. And I'll be interested to see how people end up racing that way. You know what I mean? See how that plays out with mixing of racers. So there it is. Numbers don't look bad in my opinion. I think that's a pretty good number. I think it's a pretty good number every week almost. So I would definitely not be afraid of that. Let's get the races real quick. House, they're running theirs. Last pay dirt race from what it looks like on their schedule. I talked to Sean earlier, but I didn't really ask. I just looked at the schedule. I believe this is his last one of the year. He's only got one more race coming up for the GLSS series. So if you guys want to get into that. If you're not going up north to the duels or over to PTs, but you want to run the GLSS series next weekend at Brickhouse, this might be a good warm-up. And if you get enough cars, do well enough, you can get some money back on it, just like he's done all year. So if that's something you're interested in, you get over there to Brickhouse for the pay dirt race. Next one up, everybody knows it, club race, PTs. I don't know what that number's going to look like this week. Do the duels. I know a lot of guys are going up to the duels, so I don't know how that's going to look, but definitely, I'm sure there's going to be a good turnout, and there's always good racing there no matter what, so that doesn't really matter. Slideways, they got their Crown Jewel race. I think it's number 7 or 8 in a Crown Jewel race, so if you're in that series, make sure you get there. Get that done. Here's where most, I think, are going to be. This is for the duels up at trackside, foam tire and rubber tire classes. There is not on this list, I don't think, but I believe what I've heard is Buggy Street Stock. Yeah, there's Anthony. Is that right, Anthony? Pretty close, 25 and a 40. So the Midwest Dirt Oval Championship, the duels, they will be, we're going to go up and watch that Friday and Saturday, so we'll be up there. Okay? That's where we're going to be. We'll be there Saturday at PTs. Brian's going back to PTs. Good. Guys, I would be at PTs, but I want to see something different, so I'm going north. Here's the Great Lakes Shootout. Now, this is the GLSS series, or the GLSS, the Great Lakes Shootout series. It's going to be at Brickhouse the 13th, so there's a few things coming. It's going to kind of go in order here. That's a big series over there. If you guys want to get in on that, that's the first leg. They had to cancel the first one that was supposed to be down there at 5 Star. So this will be the first trip first chance you get into that series if that's what you want to do. Then the next weekend it is the Wits 4 Crown race. So if that's where you want to be, make sure you get a hold of that and jump in on the 4 Crown deal. We'll be down for the 4 Crown deal, guaranteed. So we'll be down there for that, hanging out. Then the weekend after that, guys, we're going back up north. We are going to go back up to Wisconsin, support Dave, Foam Oval Nationals, 1RC, and the Losi NASCAR deal. I talked about it last week. I'll talk about it again. Guys, this is all about giving back to a charity. So every bit of this money goes right back to a charity. They did it last year that way. The Moose Lodge has stepped up this year with some help, and that is great. Make sure if you are a Losi guy or a 1RC guy, this is a place to be just to help out kids. Whatever charity Dave does, I'm sure it'll be good. So make sure you guys get up there, support that deal if you can, and make it happen. That place is pretty nice. You're hooked onto a Moose Lodge, so people from the Moose Lodge are coming in and checking it out, so it kind of exposes more people to the hobby. Kelm says Fastlane in Blue Springs is having a big two-door indoor race, the 20th and the 21st. Okay, there you go, Missouri guys. Anybody from down that way wants to get on that deal. I need to start digging into that, Kelm. I'll have to watch some more Missouri tracks, guys. Let me get back to this other screen. So that's what we got coming on. Guys, just like Kelm puts out there, I didn't meet you last night. I know you were there. I didn't find you. But I'm kind of biased. I think the Illinois dirt oval scene is pretty good. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm not saying anybody has everything figured out. I'm not saying anything like that. But I think the dirt oval scene in Illinois is pretty good. But with that being said, you can look at Missouri. They're coming. Here, let's get to it real quick. Hell with it. We're showing stuff. This series right here in Missouri, in my opinion, is going to be badass. There's guys stepping up. There's track owners stepping up. There's guys stepping up to put up races and put together series that are going to be damn good. So, Missouri guys, you got somewhere to race and a good reason to race. So, that's cool. Illinois guys, man, you got to look. Don't think, and I'm not saying we are, but don't think because you got it figured out and we've always had a good group that we don't have to work hard to make a difference. We do, because there's a lot of them coming. Okay. Then here's the other one. This one here is to the east. So you're going to get some Indiana tracks, some Michigan tracks. So the Great Lakes Shootout Series. So that's another one. They've moved that 5-star race down a little bit because of the weather, but that's how it is. Shame those guys get that deal taken care of. But there's another series on the other side of Illinois. So there's plenty of places to race, guys. This podcast is for every one of us. I am biased to Illinois because I live in Illinois and I own a track in Illinois. I like the way we have it for the most part, right? There's always some stuff to fix, but I like how it's working. I talked to Brad here a week ago or so, and he's working on the dates for his series where we don't have to add a race. It's just going to include one of our races, and he's working on that. So hopefully that comes out pretty quick so we can all kind of plan them. And he has, I think he's pretty close on wrestling with the school anyway side of it. So hopefully we get those dates before long, because that'll be a very interesting series also, guys. So if you guys are into racing in series or chasing trophies, I think there's going to be plenty of places to do that this year. That's not, obviously not all of them, because there's plenty of other places you can chase trophies. Here's one right here that you're going to be able to hit 3 of these states, right? So you're going to be able to hit Indiana, Illinois, and Iowa with a race in the WIT series. So the Tri-State Challenge is coming in. 3 states, 3 tracks, 3 weekends of dirt oval competition. Those are all 3 really good tracks. I've only been to 1, Cedar. Dayton I've always heard really good, and Raw I've always heard really good about. I think they're all going to be, that's going to be a good series too, if you guys are quote unquote chasing that trophy. Don't feel bad with that, you know what I mean? That'll be a good one to go to. And those of you that are on this page and follow this somewhat closely, you guys have seen me, probably tired of seeing, but you're going to see a few more. There's a few more coming. The Race for the Throne, the Overlords of Kempton Speedway series. You guys have seen a ton of videos on that. That storyline is going to continue for a little bit more. So keep watching. It's going to get a little fun. You guys are going to see some stuff that you might recognize, some stuff. We've already played out one guy that you should have probably recognized if you race over in probably more over in the Cedar Bluff area. He's been here a few times, but we've already got one guy, and you guys will start picking up some more stuff as we go along. So just a fun thing to do that I've done. I enjoy doing that, so that's why we're doing it. Let me get back to some comments here. Munchman says I'll be racing Slash 13.5 Sprint. Caden will be running Slash. Tyler will be running Slash and Mod Sprint. Brian says, and we will have a new to the hobby guy with us running a Slash. Nice. RC Barn, Mike Kelm says RC Barn. RC Race Barn is a great group. Yeah, I think Missouri's got a good group right there in that series. I think there's a good group of tracks right there. I live in St. Louis. I can go 2 hours east or west for tracks. Illinois tracks are different rules. Missouri tracks and Illinois tracks are different. Yeah, I have to have enough stuff for both states. I would be interested to see how much difference that is. Message me privately and tell me what tracks you go to in Missouri. I already know the Illinois mostly, but tell me where you go in Missouri so I'd like to look at them rules package. That's just who I am. And see what the difference is, and maybe we'll discuss it on here one night, why it's ran that way and what people think. Okay? Guys, upcoming events, upcoming series. I did talk to a few people. We will be doing a track episode. There is some videos going to be made to help that. So we are going to do a episode where we are talking dirt oval tracks. Nick, what's up, Nick? I see you jumped into the midget world. Fast Lane is a good track in Missouri. Yeah, that's I've heard about it. I've never really followed it too much, but as you guys know, I don't mind stretching out a little bit. I'll be more than happy to do that. So I'll jump back in the comments probably and grab that to see another track that I can dig into. Okay, that's kind of where we're at. I want to see how different guys can. I'd love to see Missouri guys. I'd like to see a battle. RC Barn and Jeff City. Fast lane is nice. 3 hours for me. Okay. I grew up an hour and a half from St. Louis, Michael, so I kind of know that area a little bit. So, but yeah, that'd be fun. I would like to see Missouri, Illinois, Indiana get a three track battle royale. Iowa, if Iowa's got enough. I just don't know how many outdoor tracks are in Iowa. But I'd like to see that. This 4 or 5 Missouri, you could get Wisconsin and Indiana if we wanted to. Just try to figure out a way to have a true Midwest champion or something. I don't know. But the problem is, like you said, you go to Missouri and it's a different rule. You go to Michigan, it's pretty close. I think I looked up most of theirs. 13.5 is an open 13.5 and Illinois is a just stock. So a lot of 13.5 in Illinois is going to start Roar, I think. I know there's a group of us up here that have now have went to Roar for the sprint cars. We have not went there on the buggy street stocks yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Beverage of choice tonight, guys, ski. I don't know if any of y'all, you Slideways guys might know a ski, but anybody up here probably won't. So, that's what's up. So yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. Slash street stock, short course street stock in Missouri, you can't deck the bodies. Illinois, you can, yeah. And that's that. So I think that rule just came because of the way it is. Like, I think guys, I don't know. Yeah. Well, you know about ski, Anthony. I don't know why that changed. It used to be DODC rules, which are no decking, and then everybody started decking around here, and they said it's okay. I don't know. Same way with buggy street stock. Everybody decks buggy street stock too, and I think DODC says you can't, but I'd have to look that up to be 100% on it. Good old ski. But yeah, that's what's up with that. I just think, guys, Dirt Oval's growing. I think Dirt Oval's getting big, which is great. There's just that fine line, and we've talked about on here 1,000 times before, the fine line of when you get big enough, you need somebody to help with the rules packages. Then the problem comes in, if that comes about, then you have to get us track owners that are stuck in our ways to go to that package. So it's hard, but I think that's something that could happen if it gets big enough. But we got to continue to grow it, continue to push it. Just like Munchman said, a new to the hobby guy coming in, doing it, enjoying the Dirt Oval side of it is great to me. We encourage that a lot. So we will be, something I'm trying to track now is trying to figure out, how many novices we actually have out there. Yeah. Oh, I see. That's why. Okay. Makes sense, Anthony. Yeah, there's not many people that know about ski. It's not that big up this way. Uniformity will help the hobby and in all classes. It will, but I think if you get uniformity in a state at least, right? Lead belt, yeah. I got family in Farmington, so I might try to make it down there. I've said on here before that they don't always like me, but I do have family down there, so I might head down there just to see what it looks like. So a 3-state invitational only race would be badass, but would also be hard to set up. Best of the best, not that I would be invited, LOL. Yeah, Andrew, I'm with you, but I'd be game to figure out a way to do it. But where do you put it on? You know what I mean? But yes, bragging rights, Midwest bragging rights, right? You come flying your flag. Let's go. But, and move it every year. Maybe you do 2 races a year. I don't know. But it's just something to think about. But I always thought that, man, if you could do a state-by-state battle, it would just bring more intensity to it and a little pride in it, a little more pride in it. So if you are in the chat, if you're in a group with, say you're a team driver and you are in that group and you won it and you beat the guys, you went to Missouri or you went to Indiana. Yeah, exactly, Matt. Yep, Border Wars. If you're in the group chat, for say, it doesn't matter, say Custom Works, GFRP, Velocity, whoever you're in a group chat with, and you went to Missouri and you're from Illinois and you beat a guy in Missouri, or you're from Missouri and you went to Indiana and beat a guy in Indiana, I think that'd be cool to have them bragging rights. You'd have to start small, guys, just like the group that we started getting track rules together with this year. We started really small. You'd have to start that deal kind of small too and build it, because it's hard to get guys to drive. Some guys will drive a lot and some guys won't drive at all. So the travel side of it would be hard, but it'd be fun. I'd be very, very interested in that. So we'll see how things work out. But let's get some good racing this summer. The indoor season's kind of tapering off. What we got? PTs, I think, has one more club and then 2 big races. The Wits race, first year for that, so let's make that deal big for sure. Kevin and those guys really do put out a lot of work on our side, the consumer side. So make sure you guys get out to PTs to help support him, the Wits program, and get that together. One thing that I did notice this weekend, another thing I did notice this weekend at Slideways is, guys, just because you have a motor deal with somebody doesn't mean you can't still run, unless you're tied in with something else. But like, you can run Wits products. They have more than just motors. So go support them. They help us. You see their name all over the hobby. No different than GFRP, right? No different than Custom Works. They're just not selling car kits. They're selling products to help you on your car kits. So support Wits. I think they're really coming on strong. So not a paid advertisement, but I believe in them, so that's why I talk about them. If you hate them, whatever, but I think they do a great job. And then they have King of Wings coming up. That'll be another big race, as always. And then we jump into the outdoor. I think Brickhouse said they had one more after this weekend coming up, so they got 2 weekends in a row. Kevin said, "Thank God for my wallet." Yeah. I think didn't you guys get in on Foam Oval Nationals too? Didn't you? So I think Wits is involved in that, and they don't even have anything to do with it. And no problem, Kevin. I believe in you, buddy. I believe in that whole product. I'm building a couple cars, and they'll have Wits shit on them. I promise you. We can't run Wits motors in what I'm running, other than that, but I'll have Wits products. That's something that not that I didn't know it, I just didn't think about it. And yeah, they got in the Foam Oval Nationals helping out Dave with that deal. And they don't have anything to do with it. Even supporting a carpet track. Yeah, Wits is supporting a carpet track. Guys, think about that. There's so much more to this than what we talk about on here. They have, we talk a lot about Dirt Oval, and I'm going to give Anthony some props on this one. Anthony's on here almost every week, and he runs a carpet track. JJ Mustang is normally on here, or he's on here at some point, or listens to it. He's another one. He is a carpet guy. They run the Thunderdome, the big oval. He built the banked oval. I'm not much of a carpet guy, kind of like I'm not much of a high bike guy. But in my opinion, in the RC side, if people are putting cars on a track, if guys are putting cars on tracks anywhere, that's benefiting the hobby. Kevin Kevin says Anthony is a racer through and through. He has dirt veins too. Well, that's the point of it, right? So say you get tired of running carpet in the summertime when you're not real heavy. In my opinion, carpet kind of slows down in the summertime. So guys want to be outside. So here comes some carpet guys racing us idiots on dirt oval, right? And they're coming out and having a good time too. That is the best thing ever. And then I've been trying to get over to Anthony's. Honestly, it's just been crazy, and I'm trying to get track ready now. But I'll try to get over there still. I've been up to the Thunderdome a few times this year. If you can just, if somebody's racing an RC car on an oval or even on a road course, it benefits this hobby so much. Now, if an off-road guy, it doesn't benefit our side as much, in my opinion, as a oval or an on-road guy. But it's still cool that they're doing it, you know? But that's just how that works. Let's see. Kevin says that's a solid charity event. Some had to get in on it. Yeah. So agreed. We did too. Kim Speedway's on there too. We're not a title, but we did get a class in there, so that was cool. We could get in there this year. Kim said you need to come down to the Slideways on the 14th of March for the Mouse Memorial Race. We'll see. I don't know what we're doing, but it would definitely be cool to get back down there again. We were just there for a little bit this week, so. Let's see. Kevin says, I moonlight as a carpet racer, piss poor, but I do. Anthony and I will be there as soon as the moment allows. I have my 13.5 RTT ready to go. There you go. Yeah, Steve's on here too with the Rusty Cup. The 28th starts the Rusty Cup too. We will not be there because we will be in Wisconsin. Well, maybe. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I got to look at something while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we'll be in Wisconsin that day. But there you go. Anybody around here that's not going to Wisconsin, you want to do something different, even just go check it out. If you don't know about it, go. And I don't want them to get blown up with 100 cars because, not that they couldn't handle it, but it'd be pretty stressful there at Sarah if you guys had 100 cars out there. But go out and check out that Rusty Cup deal. Very inexpensive. Get you a bone stockish slash, and let's go. You know what I mean? Hold on. The 4 Crowns deal, guys. Hang on just a second. Let me get this up here. 4 Crowns deal coming up. I just got a picture from it. Let me look here. I'll throw it up here so you guys can see it. Here's what the trophies are going to be. Give me just a second. Got to make it fit here. Kevin just sent this to me. There it is. There's your trophies for the 4 Crown. Pretty good looking trophies. So that's cool. Fellows doing those. Our buddy Anthony over at Hella Graphics, Carpies involved, and GFRP there. Hopping into PTs. There it is. So that's a good looking trophy. Thanks for that, Kevin. Thanks for that insight. That'll be cool. Just another deal. Guys, I think there's a lot of stuff that we take advantage of. You know, the fact that we can race for a trophy as many times a year as we want to. Outdoor especially. If you want to travel a couple hours, you can race every weekend for a trophy somewhere. Some guys get really pissed. Ought to bedazzling for them. I got enough bedazzling to do. That's a June race this year. I'll be doing that right after the shit show. Guys, we can race. If you want to race a little bit, drive a little bit, you can race every weekend for a trophy. Some guys get kind of pissed about that. The guys don't. The guys trophy hunt. I don't care. How do I want to say this? There's some people that's really what they want to do. You know? Yes, I was at Slideways yesterday. Cal, I don't have a problem with that. Like, that's why we're only running big races on Saturday. And if you want to come hang out on Friday night and bullshit and race, that's another deal. You know what I mean? Like, or break tires in or do whatever you need to do on a Friday night. We'll do it. But that's the difference in it, you know? Make a promoter trophy. Let me get some comments here. Steiger wants one for participation trophy. He said, I wish I could keep one for myself. Kevin says, you might in a midget once you buy that new one, the upgraded model. Oh, they're not running midgets in the 4 Crown, are you? Well, you're done. Is midgets racing the 4 Crown? Yeah, they are. So, there it is. Thank you, Joe. Well, when Wits would get it, and I'm still out. Yeah, so see there, Joe Payne's offering up there, Kevin. Joe says you can borrow his midget if you want to get one of those trophies. Just saying. I mean, dude, the look on your face last week or 2 weeks ago from PTs, the trophy picture was not good, bro. It was a bad look. Yeah. Midgets, mod sprints, mod late, and Midwest mod. Okay. Wits 13.5. So you got to run a Wits motor in your midgets this week, guys. Wits motors in the midgets for the 4 Crown, and then mod sprint. What's up, Rick Taylor? Rick's usually the first one in here. Coming in here 45 minutes late. Mod sprint, mod late model, and then Midwest mod. Kevin says, I'm sure lap traffic will play nicer. It'll be a little closer. Jake put out that video of Spencer coming across the other day. That was a good video too. A little slow-mo of that. He looked like the neighbor's dog just bit his ass. Yeah, dude, it was rough. I looked at him like, man, Kevin, he got a little hurt there. Playing games, watching baseball. Yeah, thanks, Bo. They're going to need all the luck they can. Oh, he was salty. Yep. I thought it was a clean race. Thought it was clean. Oh, man. I forgot, you guys. There's a bunch of scrub fans on here. They're going to move out of Illinois next. They're going to Iowa, I heard. They're going to be the Iowa Cubs. Second sucks, but Joe legit was fast enough to stay out of trouble. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But anyway, so that's good. Let me get this up too. We had some questions, guys. Let's jump into a little bit of the question of the week idea. I don't have a full question of the week because, again, I put a post out asking for it. We got a few. We're going to go over them real quick, but for the most part, I guess we could call it, wrap it into it. We talk about it all the time, is driver etiquette. Driver etiquette really hurts us as a hobby, I think. A lot of guys don't even know that their etiquette is poor, in all honesty, but I think that's probably choke Cubs choke. That's what they say. Yeah, no shit. Ryan says you can take the whole town of Chicago. Exactly. If they would just leave Illinois, we'd be happy. Or hell, let's not even be Illinois anyway. They could be Illinois. We'll be something else. I don't give a shit. Was there a midget that took a flight into the camera? Yeah, that was Atkinson. That was a good one too. Chris did a great job. So here's a question, guys. What can we do to help alleviate leaning on the rail and blocking the vision of other drivers? Come from Traxxas Joe Payne, that's on here tonight with us. As always, Rogue Race Concepts. We're going to do a little bit this year. The problem, so there was a lot of stuff that people said, like, remove the rail. Remove the rail completely. Don't have anything like Backyard had. Like my track, it's too tall to do that. That would not be safe. The other problem you run into is if you shorten the rail too much, then you run into insurance problems, which that's just another one of those backside things that a lot of racers don't think about. The amount of insurance a track has to have to make that happen. We are going to, at my track, we are going to try another step. So we are going to shorten the rail 8 inches by giving you another step on the stand. Yeah, a rail is good, guys. I think as long as it's sturdy and it's a little lower. We're going to try to do 8 inches shorter on ours because that way you can't lean down as far. You know what I mean? It's be very uncomfortable to do that. We did have some people. Gotta love insurance. The insurance was, hey, mine's relatively inexpensive, Anthony, so I just try to keep them happy. And my insurance lady's really nice. I use the rail for balance, and I lay my controller down on it and drive my car that way. Yeah, Kevin says we don't want either one of them. Yeah, not a Cub fan, Kelm. I'm a Cardinal fan, if I'm a fan at all. Let's see. Chase says Indiana can get Chicago like the Bears. Yeah, exactly. They can annex them in too. Have all that junk. But yeah, that's the thing about that. So we're gonna try to drop our rail 8 inches. And see how that works. The reality of it is, guys, on the driver's stand, politely say if they don't change rails, say, hey, man, stand up. A couple of nails. I thought about that too, Weasel. I thought about doing spikes like they do for pigeons on the roof, on the peak of a roof. Rick says the Cardinals are boring. Yeah, they win too much. I understand. Yeah, no shit. Chicago will get along great with NIPSCO. Yeah. NIPSCO. Woo-wee. So that's my answer to that, guys. I don't know if there's any other way of doing it. I really think that you need a rail. I think it needs to be at a safe height. I don't think a knee rail works because that's a good way to fall over. I think no rail is not a good idea, but maybe just a little shorter to help that. Maybe that's our answer. I don't know. Let me see what the replies were real quick. I know Jason said just lower the rail, and I think that's what we're going to try to do. No rail, Riker said. The other one is Jared. He's out of Missouri. Says, why is it so hard to learn how to lift in RC Dirt Oval? The perspective makes it harder than real racing. It's harder to see a slower car, but it's possible to learn to lift and not bowl through the car in front of you. Take the rail down. Hang on just a second. The biggest problem is the drivers that lean down on their elbows to drive and block the view. Yeah, that's the problem. Take the rail down. Yeah, Kelm, you can't. Insurance-wise, I don't think that's the thing to do. Plansky would be screwed with spikes. Yeah. There's laying on the rail hurts. I mean, we had some guys who used to lay on the rail real bad here, and they kind of cleaned it up, so that's nice. I know some guys lay their controller down like the old school, use their thumb or their two-handed throttle, on the other hand, like the old style controllers. I know some old guys that do that, but I think that's probably where we're going to be. Is now you go to places like when we go up to the Formula Nationals, obviously there won't be a stand. You're standing along the side of the track, so you don't have that option. Excuse me. But you're not elevated either because you don't need to. So, getting back to Jared's question about lifting, guys, I think guys just don't look out in front of them enough. I think some of the bigger tracks, guys look out in front of themselves a little bit better. The shorter tracks, that corner comes up quick, and I think guys don't. Or I think a guy tries to go in a place he shouldn't be, you know what I mean? Steiger says that sideways you are going so fast, the closing rate is ridiculous, and you don't have time to react fast enough. I agree. Rick, I agree with you too. Lift in RC racing, why? It's just toy cars, and it's balls to the wall in some people's mindset. Something I've always wanted to do, and the problem is marshalling them, is I've always wanted to do an aluminum body. Do an aluminum body car, and make that change the car. So if you beat the front end off of it or you beat the rear quarter out of it, it's going to make a difference on the car, right? I think that's part of the reason why, guys, the bodies are so durable. And I know they all break, but I think they're durable enough that people understand that if they make an impact on the body, it is not going to affect the car that much. Justin said, the more that I've raced, the more I can look around the track and see where cars are at. Agreed, Justin. The way I put it is you're not behind the car. We talked about this a couple weeks ago because I was talking about drag racing, but it's the exact same thing. Guys, you're making 4 or 5 second runs. You're getting around there. That corner's coming quick, right? The more you race, the more you understand, the further out you can see in front of your car and you can lift a little bit. We call our wrecks pretty heavy here. Some guys make fun of it. Some guys think it's dumb. I like to call the wrecks because I want to see as good as you can. Good a racing as you can. I think calling a wreck in turn two, guys are going to lift if they're coming into 2 without having to look ahead as far. I don't know if that makes them a better racer or a worse racer, but we do that a lot. You know what I mean? Rick says, hang on a second. Mike Kiln says, I was leading the SC Street Stock yesterday at Sideways and went to pass a car 2 laps down and wouldn't move. Ended up getting passed for the lead with 8 to go. Yeah, I mean, lap cars, we talked about that on here, and etiquette, guys. I mean, I think last time we talked about it was Keel was on here, and he was cringing. But etiquette is tough. When you're 2 laps down, guys, and I don't know how they call it. I honestly didn't listen close enough. I think they call it pretty well at Slideways about where the leader's coming. And I know they do it PTs. You know, they'll be like, hey, the leader's coming up on the 22, you know. Leader's coming up. Or the leader's going into 3. So if you know you're in 3 and you're 2 laps down, you don't have to move a lot. Just kind of shift a little bit, let the guy by. That's your leader. It's tough. Rick says, response to Atkinson's about seeing more around the track. He said, and you can tell by the sound where the trouble is and ready for it. Yeah, if you hear a smash up, sometimes you can hear by direction where it's at. Agreed with that. Weasel says, what's up, Weasel? The biggest problem is guys jumping back into the groove after a wreck or slowing down in the wrong direction. Yeah. Yep, that's the problem. You know what I mean? And that's what the video, and those, I'm not bagging on Spencer by any means, but that's a video that Jake put out was he come off the infield back onto the track and jumped in there pretty quick, you know. And then come across and clip Jared, put him into the wall. I never seen that happen. I don't know if I was marshalling or what, but I heard it. And then next thing I know, I seen it, you know, and then I'm glad to see the video just to see what happened. But be out there chainmail with aluminum body. Yeah, that's the problem is how are you going to marshal them? Or you don't, right? You run it like a real race and you hold the field up with the yellow whenever, you know, one's beat up bad enough it can't be ran. I mean, you run like a real race. Kevin said, listen, I had enough time keeping track of my car. I don't need to watch yours too. Joking. Closing rate can be tricky, and knowing where a guy is going to be. I've seen a lot of changing lanes or blocking lately. Nothing wrong with that, but you have to make a judgment call. Chapter 1. Yeah, no shit. Was I? You were in turn 3 marshalling? Yeah. I didn't remember where I was. I was probably watching the car come in. So, yeah, it was just like, I don't know, just, it's hard. That's very hard. And what Kevin says about changing lanes or blocking, yeah, I see that a lot too. I see a lot of that. And somebody said something about team drivers getting penalized. You'll never do that because guys are going to drive with each other and help each other block, do whatever. It's just honestly part of the race. And the mindset, you know what I mean? You know what's going to happen. Most people that if you race long enough with a group, you know who's going to be there. You know who's going to be quote unquote blocking for somebody. But I don't know. I don't know that there is a way except for just. That's another question that comes up. Just a thought that came to my head. So, are we too fast in the beginning? Everybody wants to go fast. We'll call it buggy street stock, entry level into the buggy class, right? Except for Losi Sprint. Are they too fast? Do you call out the leader? Yes. I call out the top 3, or try to call out the top 3, Kel. You're all going to have a wall of Munsterman Saturday. Oh, man. I might have to watch it on Live RC some. You call out the leader. Yeah, we try to call out the top 3. I was really good about the leader, but here's what I found out about that. So, as a race director calling the race, I was calling out the leader a bunch. Here's what happened. They would let the leader go, but 2 and 3 that are on the same lap, they would block them. Inadvertently, I think, not knowing. So then you start calling out, towards the middle of the end of the season, I started calling out the top 3. or whoever's on the lead lap, right? That's just the best. I think that's the best, you know what I mean? Is trying to figure that out. I don't know the right way or wrong way. I can't tell you that. Rick Taylor says, I have a guy that I race with. He will deliberately get off the throttle so you will run into him and then turn around and blame you. Well, that happens. I mean, there's all types out there. We know that, Rick. You know what I mean? They get out there and I don't know. It's hard. I understand. It's tough. You just got to figure out a way to deal with them, or hopefully you can react to get around them. You know what I mean? Them boys will leave me in the dust. Their dust. Yeah. Munchman, when you get so far along and the boys race a lot, you'll be watching them after you're out of the G main, right? That's the way I am. He said, Kevin says, listen, I'm not bragging on anyone changing lanes. If Atkinson is coming up hard on the bottom and I'm leading, it's my dream. I'll tell well, I'm going to drop to the bottom for a turn or two to slow his roll. Yeah, and Joe says it best. That's racing. 100% that's racing. All the way to the top. Big car, little car, it don't matter what you're racing. That is part of the game. Not cause a wreck, but if you can slow momentum, why wouldn't you? That's all part of it. You know what I mean? Atkinson says, Kevin, that's how I'd run you. Yeah. That's mutual. That's two racers that understand how it's done. And what's up, Chris? Good seeing you last night. That's two racers that understand how racing is. They're not going to be pissed off at each other. They understand it. Now, Kevin comes down to block or to slow his roll. Atkinson's going to have to change a line, or he's going to have to figure out a way to get around him or wait and see if he can get some of that back. Munchman said, I was happy to be in the C main for the sprint last race. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This last race was rough for the A main. I didn't stay for it, but I heard it was little. First time they've been ran in a while down there, so I think that's probably why that happened. But it'll come around. Justin says, I may have ran Caden like that in the heat race. That's why you did it to Caden and taught him a lesson. Yeah, I mean, it happens, guys. That's part of racing. Patience is key in a lot of situations. We talk about racer etiquette, and that's kind of what we're talking about here, guys, about calling it racer etiquette. That's the way, that's respect of racers right there. And I think racer etiquette could be a lot better if guys just respected the racer that they're racing next to. Respect the racer, respect the track, respect the track owners, the product, whatever it is. That is probably, and I'm not saying we have a horrible time with it. I think there's a few that are, like everywhere, that are not respectful to it. But at my track, I think that I don't have a lot of problem with that. And I'm not telling anybody to do this, but most of you guys that are on here, not all, but most have been on my track. Guys, I put it out there early. How it's going to be. I don't know that that's 100% the best way to do it for everybody. You got to be able to back it up if you're going to say it. But that's the difference. You know what I mean? Make sure guys understand that you expect them to respect the racer next to them and the driver, and blocking is not a disrespectful thing. It's part of racing. Steve says racer etiquette comes with experience and is actually watching racing. Yeah, I think that's right. I think guys getting into this deal, I think we should pit them closer to the track. That way they have more opportunity to watch racing than sitting at their pit doing whatever they're doing, right? And understanding how it is. Steve's got a very good point with the Rusty Cup, man. There's a lot more to it than what we're doing. The Rusty Cup, guys, is not an oval. It is when we went to Sarah last year, it was just one transition really, but it's lefts and rights with stock slashes. So there's even more etiquette that needs to be happening there. You know what I mean? As you're going through loose dirt, rutting up, that kind of stuff. But man, that was fun to watch. But you got to really, and maybe different styles of racing will help you get etiquette. Justin says time racing versus position racing. Elaborate on that, Justin. Where you at on that? I don't. Racing for position, race hard, but been lap move over. Yeah. Yep. And if you're trying to stay on the lead lap, man, fight. But if you're a lap or two down and you're 6th place, man, just find a line or jump in behind the leaders and figure out how they're doing it. See if you can run their line. Munchman says, eating cheesecake and pizza in the pits. A fella has to eat, well, of course. I pit upstairs where, Kevin says, I pit upstairs where I do for a reason. I watch the guys race within other classes also, not just race what I'm in. Yeah. Big Bills has a red, green, and yellow. Had a red, yellow, and green light to help marshals. Yes. I've heard of that. I've never seen it done, but I have heard of that. Fight, but don't race the lead guy. All of a sudden you're down. Yeah. When you're down. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think fight to stay on the lead lap, but I mean, if the guy's got you, he's got you, right? I mean, if he's coming on you, and you don't have honestly have a chance if he's that much faster, let him go. Real question, is Justin ready for his foam mod sprint debut? Man, I hope. That's going to be fun. Dana in the comments. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to watch. That's a different duck. For sure. That's why I want to go up. I think it's going to be fun to see both of them. What do you guys think about... Oh, man. That's another rabbit hole we get down all the time. I don't know where was I at? It had to be PTs. We were talking, I guess it was at PTs. I wasn't talking to anybody about it this weekend. What's up, Jared? Been watching film. Dodium 5, just run your line, and a lap guy moving can be dangerous too. I know if the leader is on me, I will talk to him and let him know where I'll go. Yeah. Yep. I'm not setting up a lawn chair. I doubt it lasts that long. That's funny. We talked about this at PTs. We're staying IFMAR. The age-old question, guys. What do you guys... We should put a poll out. What do we want? Do we want IFMAR or do you want race points? What do you guys want? I'm the last till we either finish or I run out of parts. There it is. Justin putting it out there. He's got a plan. Traeger's out this weekend. Doesn't have a good viewing area. So they have TVs all over, and I watch a lot of the races. Yeah. Honestly, guys, PTs is kind of the same way. Their viewing area where we stand is the only way. Well, there's a lot of guys stand over by the driver's stand, but it's limited, But it is what it is. Hang on just a second. Trying to get this up here. But yeah, their viewing area isn't bad. It's just different. All right, here it is. What's up, Dustin Rowe? I think it's the first time you've been on here, right? Have you commented before? If you have, if you haven't, even if you have, where are you from? What's your home track? Joe says, I have no preference. Jared says, I typically run points. Brian says, don't put a poll out. Steiger will be dancing on it. IFMAR says, Josh. Dustin says, I saw two men, got to be over 50, about to get in a fight yesterday. At the end of the day, toy cars, no need at all, no matter what. If you're that mad, leave. Yes, the racing is bad, but people's tempers got to get under control too. There's no reason for that. Ryan suggestions, I'll help buy parts. Go get a tanker. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Howard says the program attitude is going to run 2 IFMAR rounds with qual points, tiebreaker, fast lap from round 2. I'll race either, but I prefer points. Chris says, taking out my dollar bills now, I'm going to make it rain. Yeah. Points racing is okay, yet when the season is over and the points are tight, the racing goes downhill fast. Throw nickels at him, Weasel says. I'm going to be very interested to see how that works at Attitude. I'm going to go up and watch those guys. and talk to. Oh, I see Aaron the 27th and 8th, and I'm going to talk to him a little bit more about that. I would be very interested in talking about that, how he's going to run it. Kelm says Ifmar. I like Ifmar for qualifying because it's just qualifying. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's important, but it's just, and I'm a racer, guys. I want to race every round. I think every round is very important. If you guys didn't watch the World Series of Pro Mod this weekend, Nova put a hurt on him for a while until he lost oil pressure going into the semifinals, and he ain't supposed to be there. But he raced them every round, and it makes a difference, right? Anything can happen. Ifmar is just your time, but I don't know. It's so hard to, I don't know there's a perfect, and we've talked about it, but I like Ifmar. Brian says that means he's just trying to make a buck. Yeah, no shit. And he likes Ifmar as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's a right way. I think a lot of guys are doing race points. Chris says I watch it. Yeah, person that likes watching people fight. I mean, it's not a bad time. It sucks as a track owner, but I mean, it's okay. Jared Hall says Ifmar, you know who's gonna A-main after the first round. Yeah, but so here's my deal on the points deal. So say if you have, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys. You know I'm an idiot. I'm just trying to figure shit out. I prefer Ifmar. Pasley says, Ifmar is running your time, not running by, not racing. It sounds bad, but you're not racing the guy next to you. You're running your own time. Okay, so you're running your own time. It doesn't matter if you're last in the race in qualifying. You make it there. You know what I mean? You make up your lap as fast as you can make your lap. Make as many laps as fast as you can. Doesn't really matter where you finish. Chris, I'll be going in May. May? The first race I'll be going. Like time tells, yes. Not really true. Definitely have had better runs after the first round myself. Yeah, so here's my point to it. If you're running for, say you got 4 cars, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you got 4 cars in a race, and something happens and the slowest guy ends up winning that deal, and he's in the A, he shouldn't be in the A, right? He just got lucky because there was a big wreck or a bunch of guys broke. You know what I mean? Or if you go to, and if you do 2 rounds of that, you're in the same group each time. God, I knew this was coming. Ryan says, I don't care how much about what format we run. I hate the seeding rounds on big races. I agree. Kelm says points suck. Whatever cuts out seeding rounds, what a waste of time. Fastest to complete the race in each round is your TQ, says Van Ice. What's up, Jason? Big events, points, small locals, Ifmar. Now, what's up, Althoff? Good to have you on here, buddy. So here's my only problem with that, Althoff's question. That's the Crater guys, if you guys don't know. Most of you do, but and I've heard this from another couple of guys. I don't really care either as long as it's ran correctly, right? As long as somebody's not messing with the computer, not really understanding it, like that's why I'm not changing it. That's why I'm not changing to points yet, because I want to make sure I know the settings the best I can. Ifmar, I understand and I run it my way, and it's the same every time. I think if a guy goes Ifmar, then switches the points, then back to Ifmar, and back and forth, I think it gets confusing for the drivers, the program, and the race director at times. So that's my only problem with what you got there, Althoff, is that, you know what I mean? But, as long as the program's run correctly, I don't care what points we run. But I personally like Ifmar better. Because I think a guy that shouldn't be in the A will get in the A, and then you find a speed bump, right? The guy that is mixed in with maybe they got the slowest, and I'm not bagging on slow guys because I'm one of them. The slow guys are all together, and he wins that heat, and for some reason they all got put together. That guy has no, like, I won my heat in mod sprint or mod late model, and I get put in the A. I have no place to be in the A. There is no reason in the world I should be in an A ever in any class, let alone mod late model. But I won mine because guys wrecked. I stayed clean. Now I'm going to the A. That's where I have a problem with it. That's just my opinion. Dank says Jared Hall definitely disagrees. Someone can break a first round, and a lot of times track improves, and you get more time to work on your setup. My track will get better after the first round, guaranteed. Brian's telling him that you won't regret going to War in the Woods. I agree with that also. Dude, if anybody is interested in any kind of either A, partying, or 2, drag racing, or both, and have a damn good time, go to War in the Woods. And if you want to see a show put on by some bad dudes, go to War in the Woods. That you can learn so much about putting a show on by going to that show. I promise you. Hillbilly U and a badass place to be. Kelm says, you get in a heat race with 4 good cars, it's harder to get points. Get in a heat with slower cars, it's easier to get points. Agreed. All it takes is one mess up and you're in where you shouldn't be. Rick says, run a track where we have a seeding round, then 2 heats, then mains. Seeding rounds, in my opinion, are, I don't like them. Guys want to run them, but I don't care for them. I think they're a waste of time. Weasel says, just as long as it's time qualifiers, not lap count, someone will sandbag the first round and will win the slow heat 40 laps by 15 seconds slower than makes the A main. Yeah. If a slow guy got lucky in the heat and qualified in the A main, I'd rather have him versus the Yahoos who are wrecking and didn't make it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, if you got lucky and got jumped in there, you're in trouble. Lap racing always puts someone in the A that shouldn't be, but that's also sort of the draw for the mod pack. Yeah, that's, I don't know, man, it's tough. We would be there till daylight every Sunday morning. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So what he's talking about, Rick, is if we did 2 rounds, a seeding round and two heats and a main, we would not get out of PTs. We'd be going to church the next morning in Bloomington. Bloomington right now, you get out about midnight or 1 in the morning usually. I can, probably say that pretty confidently. With that being said, the midnight 1 in the morning deal, that's only 1 round, 1 heat, 1 main. And they run a short seeding round. So if we were to put another 200 cars on the track again, the track would be, he would probably do some maintenance in the middle. And if that's the case, you're even 30 minutes more. I mean, we're talking 4 in the morning, 3 or 4 in the morning, easy. Munchman says the drivers at Warren, yeah, balls clank when they walk. Yeah, that fucking place is badass. I love it. Rick said I was like that yesterday. I won my heat and then went out for my second heat and stripped a spur gear. Thought for sure was going to the B main, yet I was 3rd qualified and made the A. Ryan says some of us should go to church. Yeah, well. Church will be in service after the fall brawl, I'm sure, right down the street this year again. Yeah, that's always a question that comes up, guys, at the track. People talk about it all the time. What way are we doing it? You know what I mean? Maybe I'll sit down with Aaron maybe I'll message him before I say anything. Maybe I'll try to get Aaron to talk about that, how he's running his series, to explain it more and just see that way everybody has a better idea of it. Just so if anybody has any questions. Listen, we still get home at 4 a.m. Now at daylight savings time, switch Sunday. Shit, I'll be getting home just in time for my Sunday, 7 to 7, yeah. That's all right, you can go sleep for a while, Kevin. That's interesting. That's going to be, I think there's going to be some big races this summer, guys. I think there's going to be plenty of guys that are going to be out to race for big races, and I think that's going to be good for everybody. Because we sit around bullshitting until 3, yeah. No, sometimes you do. All right, let's switch it over here, guys. Let's go to the other end. Little commercial before we get there. and then we'll bring in the after hours party. Hang out just a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wits Racing Products presents to you the best of the best. PT's 4 Crown Nationals, March 20th and 21st.
I'm sorry. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. Got it. Oh, we don't cut shit here. There we go. Jason says, let me get back to it since I talked a lot of time without you guys hearing me. Jason says, there's always 1 or 2 drivers who don't belong in the A main, either luck or lack of experience in the low C NASCAR to mod cars. But if we say that racer don't belong, that hurts the hobby as well. Yeah. Luck of the draw, right? I mean, I think sometimes it does, but I think most guys that understand that they might not supposed to be in the A main, they, like, maybe not. I don't know. It'd be sunrise if we had a beer in our hand. Yeah, there's many a nights we've stood out here after a Freedom Friday, get done at midnight, be 3 or 4 in the morning before we go home. So, and Munchman's agreeing with Jason's comment that you never know what's going to happen to the track. Kevin says, shit, I heard the ad and was listening to Johnny Gibson on Dirt Vision. Y'all loved it when I went silent, didn't you? I only dropped the mic. Yeah, I'm over it. Bessie sounded all right. Yeah, all right. Tiger, I got something for you, buddy. You wait. Outdoor season's coming. Like Braille at the strip club. Come on. Still no sound? You guys got sound now. Get out of here. Here. We'll check this out real quick. Gotta read subtitles. Get out of here. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, I got you. Fuckers. Alright, there it is. Yeah, I didn't turn it back on after the deep end. So yeah. Well, what do you guys got? Deep end of the pool. What's anybody got? Hey, I never said I'm the best at this shit. We just do it. I like the fact that you guys are reading, having to read subtitles and turn on closed captioning. Make y'all work for this shit a little bit. But I have like 10 strip bullets 20 minutes from me. Where are you at, Chris? You got to be in the East St. Louis area. Too cold to be swimming? No. Are we getting snow? Moisture Nuts finally got rid of his... What? Heard we are going to get a huge parking lot in Iran this summer. Yeah. Yeah, that thing needs to be a sandbox, boys. Matt, can you tell us about Farmer City upgrades? There you go, Matt. See y'all next weekend. What's a more challenging, carpet or dirt? Man. Anthony, that is a good question. Not being a very experienced on either. As most people know on here, they're 2 different beasts in my opinion, and you can make that call no matter what. Hooked on phonics, Matt. Jason says carpet. Kevin says I'll be there. I'm 10 minutes north of St. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yep, dirt for sure. The changing the dirt surface carpet is pretty much the same. That's Rick's opinion of it. I really think, Anthony, it's what, and I'd be interested to hear what you think. I think carpet is harder for me because we don't do it enough. I think it's what you're really used to, and depends on where you go carpet racing at. As Munsterman, Moisture Nuts, who's on here, he can say it too. We went carpet racing last year for the first time ever in my life, and we were running oval, just slashes, mini mods, that kind of stuff. And there's so much juice in the track that, it was like running over an ink pad whenever you put your car back on the table. That's weird. The traction roll thing is weird to me because we're used to looser dirt. Brian says not a fan of carpet. Honestly, I would like to see carpet. I'd like to see an on-road carpet course. I've seen it at the Thunderdome, but I guess my expectations were different of how a carpet course is ran. I thought you would turn more just because I don't know. I'm ignorant to it, but I like the look of a carpet car. I like the on-road side of a carpet, but oval carpet I'm not as big a fan. He says, we drive on asphalt to the hobby store. We walk across carpet to buy RC cars or race on dirt, says Dank Paint. Says Dank. Yeah. I'm game for all of it, you know what I mean? But I'm not raced on the oval, the banked oval. But Matt says, okay, new walls, deck on both ends of the track, new driver stand, new dirt, more pit area. It's going to look completely different than what everyone is used to. Going to have a lot of people to thank after this one, but I think everyone will enjoy it. Yeah. That'll be cool with decks on the ends of the track. Are you guys keeping the booth inside like that? Inside the trailer there? Are you going to keep all that? But if you put decking on the ends, that's going to be badass because they're going to be there. That'll be a lot better area to stand and watch. I assume that's why you're doing it. Carpet is cleaner. That's a catch-22 for me too, Chris. There's a lot of carpet fibers you get in areas you don't even think about. But the level of perfection and science in top-end carpet cars is way more difficult than dirt. You got to have everything perfect at those speeds. I would not disagree with that. That'll all stay. Okay. Yeah. There's two things I dislike about dirt oval. The amount of cheating in spec classes and the amount of tire witchcraft needed to be competitive. The best part is the community. Jason Van Nuys. How do you fix that though? You know what I mean? Like it's already there. Now we're way too deep in it now, right? I mean, the spec stuff, I guess you could do more, you know? You could do more teching would help that. I agree, you have to be on your game for carpet. Yes. I think that's a big part of it too. I think, and Beer Garden turns 1 and 2 says Weasel for Farmer City. The thing that I can see there about, it was kind of brought up the other day with Danta talking about high bite. I think it's kind of the same with carpet. I think carpet is kind of intimidating to a lot of guys, the high-end stuff. And I know there's lower end of it, no different than the high bite dirt stuff. The thing that most people don't understand, and when I think of carpet, guys, I don't think of slow carpet. I think of getting it, the top end stuff. That is what I see when I think carpet. It's also what I see when I think high bite, like limestone, like half the duels this weekend. All I think about is stupid fast, set up correctly, no margin of error. That's what I think of. Obviously, there is a place to start in that hobby, that side of the hobby, that is not that. When I think of those two sides, I think of carpet and I think of high bite dirt oval. I think nothing but high-end stuff. Therefore, I think it's more intimidating and harder for a guy to get into. But if that's all you have in your area, go race carpet or go race high bite. It doesn't matter. It's just where it is. Rick says, I run my car the same on dirt as I do on carpet. I just run different tires. Well, our cheating program sucks. We are in the lower main. Yeah, no shit. Kelm says carpet tends to grip up as the day goes on, having to free the car up. Jason says, I understand we can't fix it now. Just wish track owners would have the gray foods to put an end to it back in the day. Yeah, it's hard, man. That's definitely different. Brad Bowling. Brad, first time on here, right? Put your track, where you're from, what track you race at, and what you got, where you from. Carpet, high bite, carpet / high bite in general is more challenging. Setup and wheel has to be spot on. Carpet does change throughout the event like dirt. If you don't keep up with it, you'll get shuffled to the back. I think all of it changes some. You know what I mean? Like I agree with that. Yet, you guys that race on carpet and are trying to race dirt, it throws them off. Biggest carpet race of the year is a 21.5 foam tire truck, 56 entries, top 30-ish within a lap of each other, or 4.5-second laps. That's cool. Brian says, well, I'm out of here, guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you. All right, be careful, Brian. We'll see you. Yorktown, Indiana. Go Fast Raceway. Hell yeah. Glad you're on here, Brad. You're welcome every Sunday at 7 o'clock. Come out and hang out and make it happen. Yeah, you guys that race on the carpet and try to race dirt, it throws them off. Yeah, that's, I think they're different, but I don't know. That's a great question, Anthony, is how that all works together. I think a high bite guy would be better on carpet, right, than a loose dirt guy trying to race carpet. All my opinion, but that's what I think. So, but I like I said, I thought on-road would be more steering input. I was looking for on-road to be a more of a swoopy instead of just a kind of wall stuck out there where it doesn't really, you just barely have to get around it. I thought it would be more of a swoopy turns. Maybe some do that, but the one I was at wasn't that way. So I was thinking more real looking on-road or real acting on-road, like big car. So nothing against guys doing what they want to do. I wanted to see guys having to, really get out of it and turn and get out of it. I think something else that really, and we talked about this with High by Dirt too. I think every track, and I don't want to say every track. I think a lot of tracks you should have to get out of the gas on and try to help get around, because I think Pin It to Win It is really not fun to watch, and I don't want to say it's not fun to race because I've never really done it, honestly. But Pin It to Win It is not where I want, and One Groove Racing is not where you want it. You know what I mean? So, but those 12 scale foam tire carpet cars are nuts. I'd rather, I never finish a race. That takes talent. Well, I don't know about all that, Ryan, but I'm telling you, they're cool to watch, but man, it's crazy. I'd like to see more of it. It's fun to go watch them up at Thunderdome run the banked oval with a 13.5 sprint. And that banked oval is cool. Carpet, excuse me. I'm ready for outdoor season, man. I'm ready too, Rick. Hot off the presses, guys. Hang on just a second. Let me get this up here. This is live from working the track. Let me see if I can get it up. Get it up here. Not get it up. Get it up here. If any of you guys might recognize this guy, this was from the track. This is his attire to go to the track and work. That's how some people work the track, I hear. Oh, God. Kevin would help that. Oh, is that Kevin? Well, I don't know. There's no name attached to it. That's a little fellow being turned for. Oh, man. The Mafia series in Missouri this summer. Chris, I think that's a good call. I really think there's enough series guys that everybody can roll with it. You know what I mean? Okay. I don't care. Yes, Ryan, no problem. I'll send it to you. And whatever you need. If you need dimensions or need whatever, yes. I got to fix mine. I got to put a cutting edge on mine. But however you want to do it. Yep. The video Ryan's talking about is we built a rock box. There's a video out there of it. That it digs up. It actually, you get the ground tilled a little bit. It's dry, very dry, powdery. You run this box on it, and it will pick up rocks. Actually, Munsterman and Scuba Steve built the first one at Limestone, and out of some sheet metal they had, a very, I'll say primitive, but whatever they needed. Okay. And then you just run it on there with it really dry and tore up, and it'll pick the rocks out for you. You got two screens in it, and you go from there. So, yep. But I had that video. That's not a problem. So, it's probably on this page if you guys dig far enough. But, Steiger, I really dig in the green glasses and the pink. Hey, well, that Steiger, wait. That dude is going to be on the wall in turn 4. Or turn 3, or whatever he said, turn 4. But yeah, that's. I don't know that that's a tool that some tracks need to use very often. I know about that back very far. Yeah, I think it was last summer I put it out. It's no problem, Ryan. I'll send it to you. But I think the thing is there's so many people out there that you might not. Like always. I think there's a use for those tools a lot, and not every. You might not use it every day, but if it's something that can help a guy get a track ready and get some rocks out of it. Now, if you buy your dirt and it's screened and blah blah blah, you probably won't have to have that. Excuse me, we're not in that boat. We are not. We're not doing that. We're not going that far. So, with that being said, we put a rock box together. Our dirt is old dirt that's just been here. So, with that being said, there is rock in it, and there will always be rock in it, no matter what we do. So, we use rock box, and it works pretty good. Did we use it when you were out here, Ryan, this last year? Was we using it before the, yeah. Fall Brawl when you guys were out? I'll have to dig it up. Test some bells for balls, and if someone does a wall slap and turn 4, make noise. Yeah, hell yeah. The Farmer City mascot. Let's go. You should get a line of those slingshots for you, and you could sell them at the track. I think that's a fine idea, Matt. So, can you put a smaller screen in the rock box so you can get my your back? I'll look for it when I screen it this year. No problem, Weasel. If I find one, I'll get it back to you. I'll sell them if Ryan wears one. Ryan's got to be the model. There it is. Get 15 gnomes for the backstretch bleachers. There you go. But you'll have to model them. Man, also. Ooh. Yeah. Slideblaze does have a bell on turn 4. Yep. I'm not sure on that, but it's a good tool. We are going to be earning some this spring in a couple of tracks. Should be a good time. So yeah, it just takes time to run around there. That's it. I'm not gonna race Farmer City if all the racers are wearing slingshots. Yeah. Yeah, I think attendance would probably go down, Jason. I would agree with you, buddy. I think attendance would probably go down a little bit, but we'll see what happens. That would be interesting. But yeah, that's I think you're right, Ryan. I think that will help you guys out some. You don't have to say, geez, Jason just raced. Yeah. Well, the good thing is, Ryan, is you build one, and if you need to borrow one, you can borrow one. You know what I mean? Like if we have 2 or 3 of them around, and a guy needs one, you know what I mean? Like, if you guys have a problem, if there's a problem at a track that really needs to use one, just let me know. Anybody can borrow mine, and you guys can run 2 of them. It doesn't matter. Mine's kind of small, which I like. If you get too big, it builds too much of a pile, and maybe you guys can help with that too. Figure out a way to help that pile cut down some. You'll see what I mean whenever it happens, but it's not horrible. But it's just a fact of what it can't screen enough out at times, and it'll build a pile on top. But if you have a tractor with a 3-point, you can lift it and drive it around. If you don't, you just got to lift it off of it and have a little pile there, and come back and grab it with a drag or something. It ain't that bad, but you'll figure it out, I'm sure. Jason says, hang on just a second. Chris says the guy that comes in last, the A-Main has to wear one. Nothing against Matt and his personal likings, but I'm not paying to see that. Weasel says someone needs to make gnome stickers. I'll put one on somebody's car. Be like 1320. Thank God I'm the B-main guy. Yeah, somebody 3D print a bunch of gnomes in a slingshot for Matt. I wouldn't be staring. I have a difficult enough time staring at my car. It takes a lot to keep all this sexy as it is. There you go. Oh man, yeah. We'll get together. I like I say, it's not too big a deal to do that, Matt. And then I'll send that to you too, Matt, and hopefully it'll help some guys. That's why we did it. Caden has that leprechaun looking hair. There you go. You could have another one. You could have a green one for Matt shows free. There you go, Jason. You're getting something for free every time you race at Farmer City. That's one way to look at it, I guess. Sometimes you got to get that free stuff, but we'll see what happens. I'm ready for outdoor, guys. I think outdoor season's obviously outdoors coming, and it's going to be a good time. But man, it's been a long winter. It's been fun. Like we've enjoyed a lot of tracks this winter, but I'm ready to be standing outside and hanging out with everybody and just having a good time in the open air, not inside of a building. So. Again, nothing wrong with being inside, but it's just something that I prefer to be outdoors if that's at all possible. So that's where we're at on it. Let's see. In green tutus, nice. When I race, I'm gonna bring hot girl in a bikini to the corner marshal when I'm racing. I'm sorry, be out. Yeah, dang, I'm telling you, outdoors. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's going to try to do indoor racing out, during the summer, but if you are, that is very, I don't know how I say it. I would call it kind of brave. You know what I mean? Like, I think that, in all honesty, I think there is not a lot of market there for racing indoors, outdoor, during the summer. I don't want to see those tracks sit empty all winter either, but the reality of it is, it's probably a losing deal. Anthony, if he's still on here, how's carpet? Do you guys run carpet all year round? And how does the number drop a little bit in the summertime or no? I always thought it did for the Thunderdome. It looked like its number went down a little bit. That would distract Matt. Yeah, no shit. Indoor in the summer is only when it rains. Yeah, I know there are some guys that are racing in the summer, that have that option. You know what I mean? But I really don't know that. Most guys when it rains, we go hang out and bullshit instead of do something else. But I don't know. Or we sit at the track that we're at because we ain't got nothing else to do, and we watch. See what everybody else is, hang out and bullshit. Talk about what we're going to do. That sometimes is as much as anything. So we stop at the end of May, start back in September, no AC. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a difference too. So do you dirt race in the summer then, Anthony? You gonna dirt race this summer? I guess I should say. That'd be cool. So there's plenty out there. There's always people that'll coming in and doing and racing. The outdoor deal is just different. I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know. I'm just ready for it. I've not seen much action on the outdoor side except for Matt doing his thing. I haven't seen much posting from anybody else, but I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there getting tracks ready and doing things. We are not quite there. We've been working a lot on the new concession stand and getting it ready. The problem is it's so hot and cold. Warm one day, and you plan to do something and it's a nice day where you wish you didn't have to, but you've already planned it. And the next day, here we are again. So I don't know. It never ends, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get as lucky as we did last year and not miss a day. Not miss a day of racing. We didn't miss one race last year. A lot of people got rained out. We were lucky enough we did not get rained out ever all year last year. I did tarp one time to keep it, but other than that, we didn't rain out at all last year. So lucky for me, but I know a lot of places that got rained out, and I felt bad for them, but what are you going to do? You know, you've got to do what you've got to do to make things happen. So, yep, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to get out there, hang out, and bullshit with everybody, and get the track fired back up and see what happens. All right, Chris, we'll see you. Probably 39 Raceway some. Yeah. Is the crater the track that looks like it has a wall that can open up? I don't know. Crater looks like a big bowl. I don't know about the wall. It's nice being outdoors, can congregate in groups, talk crap louder, and not be split apart in smaller rooms. Yeah, that's another thing. I think your tent city side, you know, you get as big as you want, ready for fresh air, tired of smelling traction compound and burnt motors. Yeah. Back to all the PTs. So some of you, Tony, got your shirts, and we'll talk a little other business. Yep. I'll see you this weekend. Yes, sir. Yep, we'll be up there. Yeah, I agree, Weasel. I don't know if that's all of it or what, but man, there's days it's just like, man, I don't know. It's just different being outdoors. And Ryan's right. You know, you can get a group of guys together to hang out, and they just hang out. You know, that's where it is. So you don't have to worry about who's over here and who's over there and blah blah blah. You just go. So everybody just chilling, and you know, like if you got a problem with a guy or you don't like a guy that much, then guess what? You don't go there. You know, you don't go by him. Where indoor, a lot of times you have to. You have to go over there, or you have to walk past them to get where you need to be. And man, sometimes you do not want to do that. But what are you going to do? It is what it is. You get to hang with family outdoors. Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. It's just different. I have nothing against indoor, and I'm glad we get to race in the wintertime. But man, you know what we're going to be saying at the end of summer? Man, I'm ready to go indoors. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. The change is good. Plus, I don't have fucking glass to pee. What? It's so cold out there. Crater is covered fully, but there's a large garage door at both ends. And track is below ground level, fully banked. Yeah, that's Dank's track. Our home track. Yeah. Dude, Crater's cool as shit. It's probably more high bite than a lot of people realize. I think it's pretty high, and it's damn fast. But it's cool. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time when I went up there. Definitely different, and definitely as high bite as you can get. You know what I mean? Like, or as fast as you want to get. But and a fun track. So I've been looking for this video, Ryan. I don't see it. I have to find it on my other computer, probably. That's what I've been scrolling through here while I've been talking. But I'm way down in there and I don't see it. But another bucket list track. Yeah, Crater's a good place to go, guys. Those guys put on a good show. It's a pretty quick show. It is completely covered by a greenhouse style building. But you know what I mean? The guys they run an okay show. They run probably more tech than most places do, in my opinion. And that's fine. You know where you're at. They run Chili Bowl style tech most of the time, from what I understand, on big races especially. Michael and his crew get it done. So indoor pits and trailer friendly. Yeah, never get rained out. Free camping, indoor pits, and trailer friendly. Yeah, you can put a trailer right outside the door and walk them in. And it's on a, I don't know, would you call that a farm, Dank? It's an old farm or something. So there's a pasture right there. You can park in there. It works good. Looks like an old hay storage place. It might have been. But it's a Quonset style building, but yeah, it's a pretty cool place. If you have not been to the Crater, you should go. Yes, the current farm. Oh, okay. If you have never been, you should go. It's a track to experience, and I'm not saying it's a novelty track because it's a track that is ran well and ran fast. I would recommend anybody to go there. I think RC Underground Radio is going to go there and do a show. I think he had that on his schedule, or he posted something the other day, maybe. I don't remember. But I think he's going to the Crater. So some guys that haven't seen that will be able to see that. Excuse me. So that's there too. So yeah, I think it's good. I think there's plenty of that's what I'm saying. There's plenty of different tracks out there. I think Farmer City is going to be more unique than it has been in the past. Haven't got to go up there yet, but a lot have. They know they have a good crowd. It's super fast. No reason to question going there if you get the time. Yep, we made a trip up there just because I wanted to see it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I also want to see their equipment because they had some pretty cool equipment at one time. I don't know what they're using now, but they had some pretty good dirt equipment. And talking to those guys early on, I was like, man, I want to see that. So we took a trip up and stayed the night and went to the race the next day. Bullshit those guys. So it was really fun. And they have a good program. I think unique tracks are going to become more and more common. I think Farmer City's deal is going to be a little bit more unique in how it looks and how it works. We are a unique track. And every track out there, you know what I mean, needs to do something to try to make themselves not stand out too far to where it's out of the realm where guys don't want to fuck with it. But also, I think if a track can stand out just a little bit, be a little bit different, I think it helps it. Whether it's shape, whether it's size, I feel like every track should try to make it be more than one lane racing, whether it be the amount of banking or the lack thereof. I think that's all part of it. So I think that helps everybody. And people understand it. People see it being a different track, and that's what they want to do. There's that. All right, guys. It's we're 2 hours and about 13 minutes in. I'm gonna rip. Good talking again tonight, guys. Way to hang out. We will get things rolling. I'll get those videos of those guys. I might post it back up on the page again, so everybody can see it. We'll get those rolling. Everybody, go check out Farmer City's page. Watch the progress there as they get ready to do that. See what the changes are going to be. See how that comes along. If you can help anybody in any way get a track ready, you're going to be racing there probably this summer. So if you have some time and some ability to help, make sure you help if you see a post or somebody reaches out to you. Even if it's just, man, shoveling dirt, moving a rake, driving a stake, driving a nail, putting in a screw, holding boards, cutting boards. It don't matter. Do whatever you got to do to help a track get ready. You want to race there. You want to have a good time. Help your track owners out. And we'll see you guys next Sunday. Same deal. We'll be back from the duels. So we'll have a recount of the duels, how that all went, what happens there, and the shenanigans that's going on. So we'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. Have a good week, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks for hanging out on Sunday night with me here at the Kempton Speedway page. We'll do the In My Opinion podcast every Sunday here, 7 o'clock, just like always. On Wednesdays, we'll post a highlight show on the RC Underground Radio YouTube page. Make sure you check that out. And then on Friday, we'll post another video on what we're going to talk about the next In My Opinion podcast on Sunday at 7 p.m. here. Make sure you watch that so you know what you're going to get yourself into before you jump into this deal. All right, guys, I got a few people to thank tonight. Kempton Crew, Rogue Race Concepts, The Pub out of Morris, BDQ, Three Joys Photography, JW Morris Remodeling. Guys, thanks for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for listening to another great podcast on the RCU radio channel. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends to join the channel for more RC content. RCU Radio. We cover it all.